Hey everyone, thank you for visiting my channel Pretty Pink Soul Movement, and I'm Michelle Cool, and today I'll be talking about how to embrace change. Now I'm going to use some astrological speak, let's say, but you don't have to know astrology. I'll explain a bit about it, and if you want to know more about it, then I'll put some links below, and I'll talk about it a bit more as we go through. But I'll be using a combination of the cards, as well as channeled information and a little bit of astrology. And I feel like this will help clarify things for you, and help you embrace change for where you are in your life, because I feel like we all struggle with that. That's something we really struggle with, is change. Our ego wants us to know what's going to happen at all times, what's coming to me, how much money am I going to get. But the thing is, as we're progressing more into like the spiritual 5D realm, we're more about feeling and flow than everything has to be rigid, and we have to know how everything is. So we're kind of separating from that kind of 3D, moving into the 5D more spiritual side. And because of that, we're being separated from what we've known in our whole lives in our body. With our egos are flaring up, and things are, the energy at the moment is wreaking havoc, because we need to separate from the old way of thinking, of being, and in more of the feeling and flowing. And so I hope this video helps you, and if it does, please comment, like, share and subscribe. I would really appreciate that. And don't forget to buy my book, Soul Shine. The link's below. It's on Amazon. So we'll kind of get into it. So I asked earlier, when I was trying to channel some information, I pulled some cards already, asking in what houses astrologically is this affecting you. And we'll start with, we've got the first and the 11th house, so 111. And we've got this here. I hope you can see it. So the first house is about the body. It's about unraveling who you are. It's about your unique identity in the world, and the impression you kind of give the world, like the mask that you wear. When we meet someone, sometimes with our personality, we're like, oh, hi, I'm this, I'm that. And we like to put on, like me putting on my makeup to make videos so I look better. It's like kind of like that kind of mask. Hopefully that's pretty for you. And so what I'm getting from this is, that's falling off. The masks are falling off. It's like who you used to be, that's kind of falling away. Like you're peeling back the layers of your personality, of yourself, and it's kind of like been peeling back, and it's been releasing your essence of who you really are. So this is kind of making the changes in the world, and you may not be feeling too good about that. That may be hard, and because of that, things may be changing, like your jobs and the people that you hang around with, or even your perception of yourself. And there's a lot, I know in my posts on Facebook, I've been writing a bit about that, about body images and the changes, and just like learning to embrace how we look now, and loving ourselves how we look now. And we're not going to love ourselves more if we're 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 kilos lighter. It's not about that. The challenge is embracing who we are now. So say, instead of looking in the mirror and going, double chin, I've got a pimple, there's some cellulite, whatever it is, grey hairs. Instead of like focusing on that sort of stuff, go, what do I like about myself instead? So as soon as you catch yourself with that negative self-talk, look at yourself and just go, my arms are really nice, or I love my height, my skin tone's really beautiful, like it glows, it's really lovely, or wow, my hair color's just fantastic at the moment. Like whatever it is, like when you catch yourself, flip it around, and that's going to help you a lot. That was a really strong message that wanted to come through. Now I've lost track of what I was saying. First house, the body, was the same thing. What else does Spirit want us to know about that? So with your body, you've been asked to rest. Now I'm filming this in a Mercury retrograde. Mercury retrogrades 3 to 4 times a year, so whenever you're watching this is applicable. Been asking to retreat. Like retrogrades are usually for like reflecting, retreating, revisiting, revising, all the words. You're being asked to retreat within yourself with lots of self-love, and changing the way you speak to yourself. Even if you you feel like you can't do it in your head, if you feel you're quite negative in your head, just write it out. Just go, okay, I was thinking this about myself. I'll just say it. Like, some people think they're disgusting, and it's such a horrible word, and I'm just going to outright say it. People think, oh, they look at themselves and they go, I'm disgusting, which is such a horrible thing to say to yourself, right? Like, you would never say that to somebody else. Well, I hope you wouldn't, but do you know what I mean? Why say that to you? Why say that to beautiful you? Like, you're a soul in a body here to have an experience. Like, you're beautiful exactly how you are right now. It's just so terrible that we speak to ourselves that way. So please, I urge you, if you see that coming on, every time you cross the mirror, every time you look at yourself and say something mean, I want you to write down what you love about yourself. What you love about yourself. Even, if you're working on it, even if you're in a process of, going for gentle walks, going for swims, changing your diet to like incorporate having a smoothie, replacing one meal a day, whatever it is for you, just like do those little self-love notions, please. Honoring your energy. Honor like the time, if toxic people are saying mean things to you or putting you down, and you're like, I've got this idea, I'm so excited, I want to share it with you, and they're like, oh, yeah, you'd be a bit shit at that, wouldn't you? Who are you hanging around? Don't hang around people like that. You don't need that. Like, you want people like, yeah, I'm your biggest supporter. Get a mentor if you don't have anyone like that in your life. Hang around those friends that like want the best for you. Like, that's fantastic. Can I help you? Like, honor your energy. Honor what you're doing. Honor your excitement. Be careful who you share things with. Because some people are dealing with, their own issues and stuff like that. And it's just that they're not aware, and you're not the one to make them aware. You can express how you feel. Just be like, sometimes I feel like you don't support me, and that's okay, because like I'm supporting myself. Don't be like, oh, you're a horrible friend and blah blah blah. Like, it's not going to get anywhere. It's just going to generate more toxic energy. So there's a difference between expressing yourself. It's all good. Things are working out for the highest, so please don't stress. So very important message, the body. Please, lots of self-love. Drink lots of water, because there's so many changes going on at the moment. There always is. But as I'm filming this, more people are probably going to watch it at this time I'm filming. We just really need to cleanse out the old. And you do so with water. It's so purifying, right? Go to the beach, go to the pools, have a shower, have a bath. Like, just nurture yourself. Stay away from people. Be alone if you can. If you've got kids, you can shove them off to like their auntie's house or something. Like, just do what you can to get some peace of mind. Okay, and another house that'll be affecting you, which leads into what I was just talking about, is friends. So this is about looking beyond our egos and our identities and how we identify with people. We're releasing beliefs of what we think we deserve and what we don't. And I feel like we're calling in more soul-aligned friends. I think, like, I know for me, and especially spiritual people and light workers, and if you're watching this, I'm guessing you are too, we feel very alone. Like, alone. Like, me talking to myself is all the interaction I'm going to get really this weekend. Like, I am alone. However, I have spirit with me. Do you know what I mean? Don't feel alone because I'm doing this video. I don't feel alone because I write on my, on my blog, on my Facebook page, and people interact with me. I don't feel alone because of that, and because I feel like, I'm Piscean, 12th house, all about servicing others, I guess, serving others. That's not bad. About helping people and stuff, and this is like my life purpose, and this is why I'm here. However, for me to do that right now, I need to be alone, because I'm still establishing my boundaries. I'm still getting rid of toxic people out of my life. I'm still learning. I'm still growing, because we always will be. I need to be alone. However, I'm not alone, because I have other means of connecting with people, and my spirit guides talk to me when I need them, and so you're not alone. You've got your spirit guides with you. Even if you don't hear them, which I'm sure some of you do get messages, through your impulses and your feelings and stuff. That's how they communicate. You don't always have to hear them. Or, messages in this video, YouTube, reading things will pop up on your newsfeed when you need to hear it. Instagram's quite motivational. Just make sure also, on social media that you're looking at stuff that is motivational, that is inspiring. I mean, I don't want to tell people not to watch TV just because I don't, but I chose to not watch TV 6-7 years ago. I've stopped. I don't know what's going on because it brings me down, brings my energy down. Life is depressing enough. Like, I don't need to watch stuff about more depressing things. Like, I can't handle it. So just, keep that in the back of your mind too, if that affects you. But there's transformations occurring. You may feel lonely at this time. You are calling in more soul-aligned friends. And even if you are all alone or feel alone, you need this time to process all this energy, process your thoughts, change your beliefs, look after your body more. You're changing your whole life. And unfortunately, if you are alone, this is the reason why, because you can't do it with people interfering. Like, we can't heal if there's people in our face all the time triggering us. And usually that does happen during a transformation. Whatever you keep being triggered on, someone keeps hitting that sore spot, that's where you need to heal. But you can do that by yourself. You don't have to be around that type of energy, provoked by that energy, and then later when you've done some healing, the universe will test you. I know it's a horrible word. I don't like tests, but they do. And they get you when you least expect it. Like, mine took 2 years I was avoiding it. Being in a relationship and stuff like that. And then one day I was like, I might have healed enough. I might be ready. Literally came shooting in straight away, and it's like, it's a test. And the first guy that came along, it was a test on how much do I trust my intuition. My intuition said no, and then all the other signs, I don't want to get into this because it'll confuse people. Anyway, it was a test in my intuition. I didn't listen to myself, and this could be a test for you too. And the next guy was just like, it was nothing I wanted. And it's like, when I'm out of a relationship, I'm just like, okay, this is the things I know I need to be happy, blah, blah, blah. And he presented with 2 of those, but then it's like, as it goes along, that fell away. It was just almost like he wasn't as deep into those things, personal development, say, as I was. And that was like a big key. He needs to be into personal development. Same with my friends as well, because I want to help boost each other. Like, I don't want to be the only booster, I want that support back. And that kind of fell away because he wasn't really into that. So then it ended up being over. Don't know why I'm talking about this. Maybe someone needs to hear it. So it's things are changing. Sometimes healing's by yourself. Just be mindful of your triggers, because who you really are is starting to unravel for you. Let's move this to the side, otherwise I could talk about this forever. Pulled the Chiron card. Now, if you know anything about Chiron, he's a comet, and he takes about 51 years to travel around all the signs. To find out more about what sign your Chiron is in when you were born, you can Google it. Actually, there's no point in me putting it down. All you have to do is Google free natal chart. It'll take you to your link. It'll put in your name, put in your birth date, where you were born. If you don't know what time you're born as well, just tick that time unknown. It can affect your moon sign, and that's about it. And then kind of further down, or you can even Google how do I find out my Chiron, what sign my Chiron's in, or whatever, and it will pop up. And then just research, just say if your Chiron's in Virgo, just go Google Chiron in Virgo, and it will tell you about yourself. This is how you learn more about you, right? Anyway, Chiron is the wounded healer, and he shows us where we need to heal. And he helps us transform our inner world, and then it will reflect in our outer world. I won't go into the mythology of it too much, but this is where our wounding is. This is where we need to heal. This will help you. This will be associated with your triggers. So that will be a good indication for you. What do I want to talk about next? Uranus. Do you know, and if I found this out recently, you might have seen on Facebook, Uranus, when it was first found in God knows when, I don't know, late 1800s, was called George. I don't know why they changed it to Uranus, but thank God they did, because where would we be without laughing about Uranus? Okay, so it's the planet of revolution, which, funnily enough, this is the first card I pulled for this reading. That's what change is, right? So Uranus is like where your Uranus is placed, which you can find out on your free natal chart, what sign it's in. Google Uranus and say Sagittarius or whatever it lands in for you, and it will tell you about the change you'll be experiencing. This can cause upheaval in your life. So I'm kind of getting that you're being asked to be more rebellious, like Uranus energy is just about being like going rogue, doing, whatever the fudge sticks it wants. It's got rings. It's like, yeah, I'll do what the hell I want. It's about like accessing that part of you that is so individual and bringing in new things into the world, like bringing in new insights, doing things differently to everyone, questioning the system, questioning authority, just going, well, why do we have to do it like that? We can do what about this? Like, you're going to get ideas and insights, and this is how you execute the change and stop. You're getting in messages and you're blocking it. So just please ask your guides to like unblock that for you, or help you listen and get the messages more clearly. You're receiving these insights to do things differently in your life or in your job. Like, you need to be rebellious. That's basically what you need to do. I'm not saying like, do 80 in a 60 zone, because you get caught, trust me, on the rare occasions that you do, you get busted. I'm not really talking about stuff like that, like being dangerous, but it's like, it's just challenging in a nice way. Or just challenge yourself, or, this is going to cause massive growth for you. And then growth is change, right? Embrace that side of you that you've been telling to shut up. Like, no, I can't do it like that. People don't do things like that. People don't say things like that. You're being asked to challenge. You need to challenge your beliefs, your thoughts, the way you do things. Like, you need a whole upheaval in your life. And this will help change come in. And it'll make you feel safe. The more we go, okay, I'm going to challenge this belief, or okay, I'm going to try something different. I'm really scared of doing something different, but I'm going to do it anyway. This builds your confidence. And this, like, it allows change in, because we feel so stuck and stagnant when we just go, oh, okay, I'm just going to go to my 8 to 4 job. I'm going to sit there, do what I'm told, go home, make dinner, cook, clean, kids, whatever, exercise, bed, next minute dead. You know what I mean? Boring. Like, you need to shake this shit up. You need to allocate certain tasks if you're running a household to other people, even if it's just for a bit. You're like, no, next 1 to 3 months, this is about me now. I'm embracing change. I'm doing things differently. I'm going to go research and study this. I want to do this course. I want to start my own YouTube channel. I want to learn how to read tarot. I'm going to do a course. Like, whatever it is, like, just, yeah, it's coming to you. Embrace it, please. Like, you're getting the messages. I want to do things differently. I've got this idea for a new system at work. I'm going to create this app. I've had this idea for ages. Like, I'm just going to put it out there on the Facebook group and be like, hey, does anyone know how to develop, what's the first step of developing an app? Does anyone want to do it with me? Like, there's so many things like swirling around. There's so many ideas and insights that are just hanging there. Like, grab them, and run with it, please. Just run with it. Oh, exciting. Mercury, associated with the mind. As I was mentioning before, we've got, we're in Mercury retrograde. This shit can make you crazy. This can make you feel crazy. I know for me, when Mercury is direct in retrograde, this is where I feel comfortable, because in my birth chart, Mercury was retrograde when I was born. Therefore, for me and my placements, when there's a shadow period, I probably want to lose you, but when there's a shadow period, which is just before and slightly after a Mercury retrograde, that's where shit goes wrong for me. That's where things break. My aircon broke just at the one that I just had. Like, things will just go wrong. Like, it affects me, like, in my home or in my life. When it goes direct, what I notice is when I'm at work, the computers fail, the system fails. Like, I couldn't give a shit. I'm getting paid anyway. Like, I don't care. You know, it's like that sort of stuff. It's like, it affects me, but I don't care. Like, it doesn't really affect me. I can go get a coffee, or it's a good excuse, you know, to go to the coffee shop. Like, but just be careful, because it's a planet of communication as well. And what you're trying to get out, you might not be able to get out during a retrograde. You might be like, your head and your tongue are not connected. People misunderstand you. You might send an email out prematurely, like, I didn't really explain myself. Like, it's just those kind of things. It's like, just be mindful. You know, it's just, Mercury's associated with the monkey mind too. It's like, we just drive ourselves crazy. We drive ourselves anxious. We overthink things. That's why you need this Uranus energy to just go, okay, I've got this thought. I'm doing it. I'm not letting my monkey mind kick in, so I don't make any change. You're going to just stop right there. Stop. I'm making a change. You know, that can be your affirmation. I make changes to benefit myself. I make changes to make me happy. I make changes to embrace my life purpose. I am embracing change. I'm embracing change. I am embracing change. You know, if you struggle, just keep saying it. Just keep saying it. Write it on your mirror in lipstick. I embrace change. You know, I welcome in abundance. Like, whatever you want it to be. But don't let your mind kick in. Don't let your mind kick in. You might want to watch my full moon in Taurus video, because I talk a bit about this, and it's associated with this embracing change as well. Don't let your mind talk yourself out of doing something that's different and better for you. Be a rule breaker. Everything, what was that last card? It's all good. Like, everything's going to be okay. It's all good. Do something different. You're here to challenge the system. You're here to challenge yourself. You're here to grow, evolve, you know, and we can only do that when we choose to do something different, you know, and take time for us. Yeah. Just checking with spirit. Like, is that it? Do we want to talk about this yet? Not yet. Okay. It's like a little intro astrology session. I kind of like this. Black Moon Lilith, who you may or may not have heard of. It's basically, the Black Moon Lilith is like an empty space, or like the dark void in the moon's orbit. Represents our dark and emotional shadow side of our personality. It's like the stuff that's hidden from us. But the thing is, it's bubbling up to the surface now, because we're ready for change. Also, you can go Google, how do I find my Black Moon Lilith sign? And then if it's in Pisces, Black Moon Lilith in Pisces, and it'll tell you a bit about it. I also found a PDF on Facebook, and some fantastic guy I think he shared it on a group, Scott something. I have that, so if you want that, I can send it to you, because I haven't read it yet, but I've read a little bit of my sign, and it's fantastic. It explains more about this. So if you want it, my email address is below. Email me and I'll send you a copy. But yeah, it's like, it's about the mystery of who you are. It's about, you know, seeing the things we don't want to see in ourselves. It's like, for the feminines and masculines, you have feminine energy too, but it's like, it's the repressed feminine that gets angry. She's like fucked off, like Kali, you know, the goddess Kali, who comes in to fuck shit up to make things better, which is what you might be experiencing now. But she's like this strong female archetype that she wants you to break free. She wants you to be liberated. She wants you to fucking do something different. She wants you to speak your truth and come back to me and tell people how it is. You know, sometimes we do get angry. It's not healthy. I mean, it depends how it's directed at people, but anger is a boundary, and you can get angry. If someone has intruded, you know, like, let's say sexually, like, unfortunately, fucking how many women get harassed, you know, and we're brought up to be meek and not say anything and this and that, not directly, but, you know, in general. No, fuck that shit. She's the one that's just like, keep your fucking hands off me. Don't come near me. You know, it's that kind of energy with people. It's like, where you've had enough and someone keeps stepping over your boundaries, you speak up for yourself and you say it. You know, you say, no, I don't accept this behavior. Get the fuck out of my life. I don't know why I'm tapping into Lilith's energy. Do you know what I mean? It's like, no, I will not accept this bad behavior anymore. Like it's about healing and looking at yourself and the repressed feminine energy, which is coming up in the collective anyway. Like we're like, no, we've had a fuck enough. We've had enough. Like we can't be doing this anymore. The male dominant energy, the patriarchy just drags us down, and it doesn't, it doesn't represent the feminine anymore. But that's changing, and it takes you expressing yourself to make a change too. Embrace that dark side of you. Like make those changes. Like where do you even stand with that? Where do you stand with your feminine energy? Where do you stand when you're being repressed? Like what's the anger? Attach that to the anger inside. Where do you feel that anger? And this is where we need to make the changes. This is where we need to embrace the change, embrace that anger. That anger wants to come out. That little thing you wants to come out. She wants to be expressed. She wants to be seen. Like, oh, love it. Oh, this is even better than I thought this reading was going to be. Why am I? Okay, Grand Cross. Provoker. This is a rare configuration. So this causes tension and restriction, painful process of growth. But this also follows like a renewal. And this is going to like establish a strong foundation for your success and happiness. So this is probably why, if you are like, you're feeling lots of tension at the moment because of this energy, because of this like cross between the planets and the sky in your chart. It causes this horrible restrictive feeling energy, causes this like black Lilith energy. Something needs to break, something needs to rise. You need to change and bring in the energy of Uranus. You need to be rebellious. You need to do things differently. You need to be, I'm not standing for this stuff anymore. I'm not standing for this. I'm not being treated like this. I'm making a change. I'm in a bad partnership. You know what? And I've had enough. Like, I'm done. I'm making my plans and I'm moving. I'm going. Sometimes we just need to do that. When I was a lot younger, I built a house with a guy and we were together for 6 years, and towards the end it really fell apart. Like, you might notice things in your life will just fall apart when it's not to be anymore. It's not meant to be put back together. It's falling apart for a reason. Like, it wanted me to move and shift it to the next stage of my life. But I lost a lot. I lost everything. I lost my house. I lost my car. I lost my fiance. I lost my best friend. Like, I lost everything. It was like a traumatic time in my life, and I was so young as well. But it happened for a reason. And I wouldn't even recognize that girl if I saw her now, with what I've been through. It got worse after that, but, that was pretty bad. Like, losing all that sort of stuff. Sometimes you just have to be like, okay, this is not good for me. The universe is pushing me away from this. Whatever I try is not working, because I'm not meant to put it back together. I'm meant to create something new, and I'm meant to embrace this change and just move forward with my life. Like, sometimes we're the ones that hold ourselves back. We're holding ourselves back from moving forward. So someone needs to obviously hear that. So this is kind of the energy that we're having at the moment. Well, it's heavy reading. Awesome, but heavy. I'm going to be tired after this. Whew. Now what were we saying? Oh my god, this is awesome. We'll start with the solar plexus chakra. I take actions daily that awaken my personal power. So what is that going to be for you? Like, what actions are you going to take? You might have a blockage in your sacral chakra. This will unblock it. I wrote a post in November on this, so have a scroll through on my Facebook page. Give you more information on that, or you can just Google solar plexus chakra and how to unblock it. But yeah, pretty amazeballs. Okay, throat chakra, expressing ourselves. I speak my truth and encourage others to speak theirs. Like, you don't always have to say, like I just kind of went a bit troppo. You don't have to. But the thing is, if you're at your wit's end, or if a situation calls for it, then please do. But also, you need to admit that repressed energy to yourself. Get angry. You could film it like this. Get angry. I think the first video I did actually was because of that. I had to leave a job because the amount of patriarchal crap that was thrown at me, like, triggered me left, right, and center. and I launched into it. Like I joined in that conversation. That needed to come out. I needed to shift from that job. Like there is repressed energy that needs to come up for you. That's fine. But then there's also like, you know, you can't do that, say, at work and stuff like that. I want your focus, baby. You know, but you need to speak your truth. You can speak it with kindness. I think that's a great idea, but I think we should do this. Or, you know, depending what the situation is, it's always like acknowledging the other person, and then just saying, oh, well, what about this? Like saying it in a kind way. So there's a difference with the communication, but I do feel like you've got a throat blockage and you need to like, even like you need to go out into the bush or whatever and scream your head off. Like there's so much repressed trauma in the feminine, and it needs to come out, and it needs to be released, and it needs to be seen by you and loved by you and cared by you. You know, enough of that. Like, I'm so sick of the media being like, oh, you know, you need Botox, or you need this, or you need that. No, fuck that shit. No, we don't actually. No, we don't. You don't need to be at that kind of fake. That's that whole body thing. That's fake. Why would you want to do that to your poor body as well? Like, we need to stop reaching those horrible standards. You know, make yourself feel good in other ways by your personal development, your growth, and eating well, and gentle exercise, and enjoying good company. And there's always makeup. Like, we're all gonna age. Might as well age gracefully. Doesn't mean you're not beautiful just because you've got a few lines. So what? Like, so what? Like, we need to stop, you know, getting things done to us and trying to make ourselves better because some of us feel dead inside. You know, I'll say it. You just do. It's because you don't love yourself enough, because no one showed you how to love you, and which is really sad. So you need to show you how to love you. Don't do stuff like that to your body. You don't need that. You're gorgeous the way you are. Please stop. You know, like, who cares if you've got a stomach? Who cares? Like, that's just real. And at the end of the day, like, even with a guy, not that I, you know, want someone that doesn't look after themselves, but I'd rather lie on a nice little comfy little tummy, you know, than washboard abs at the end of the day. Do you know what I mean? It's like, there are people that will love you for you out there. That's what I've got to say. Wheel of life, wheel of fortune. I am guided by the cycles of life, and I live in complete harmony with them. Because things are changing, we are transforming. Like, there's so much going on. See how she's meditating. Like, if you ever feel imbalanced, if you ever feel, what the hell am I doing with my life? If you ever feel confused, obviously we can have a session. But you need to ground yourself and meditate and connect with your guides, because they will give you the answers that you need. Like, there's so much, what happens before in this like crazy stressful energy, we're releasing, things are moving. It's just like, you know, the earth, the plates in the earth, they're shifting, they're moving because they want to release the pressure. That's what's happening. And then it can calm down. But it's like transformation equals like it's birth of creation. That's what's happening. You know, like a woman having a birth, it ain't a pretty experience. I can't imagine. It feels very good. Like, to me, I don't want children. The thought of it, to me, seems unnatural. Like the pain and the pressure and the changes to your body, and it's just like the whole thing is crazy. But birth is super painful, and this is what's happening now, you know, but it's because we're growing. So I know it's hard, like, and it feels horrible, but the thing is, you've got the information as to why you're feeling terrible, so it must take away some of the burden of that pain. It helps when you know what's going on, when you know what's happening, and go, okay, I'm not going crazy. Okay, it's not just me. You know, this girl's saying all this stuff I don't understand, but it kind of makes sense. And yeah, I want to embrace change, because yeah, I will feel better. Like, if you know that, it makes life so much easier, and then this wheel can turn. There are two paths ahead for you. Which one will you pick? Come on, baby. Swear to God. Does anyone want to buy me a new laptop? There's two paths ahead. There's a path of expansion, or there's a path of being led astray. So you're being asked to like sit with your options, feel which one here feels best for you, which one sits better. You'll be presented with the path or presented with some options, or you might be thinking of some choices. Which one feels best for you? It's not that, don't feel the Mercury mind, the crazy, oh my God, blah, 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 what about this? And oh my God, what about money? And blah, blah, blah. Not that. When you're kind of meditating and you're trying to center yourself, you're like, okay, let's just say the easy one. Will I change jobs? Without the whole finances, what feels right for me? Does it feel right, or does it feel tight here? Feel whatever's right for you. So you've got opportunity of expansion, which is embracing change, or you could kind of stay stuck where you are, the safe route. And then, you know, what usually happens? The universe will just go, off you go. You had opportunity to leave. It'll end it for you. And usually that's more painful. I'm not saying this is going to happen, but I'm just saying that's what happens with change. So like learning to embrace change isn't as painful for just go, okay, I know what's happening. Okay, I've got options. I'm not going to avoid them because I'm just going to be thrown into the whirlwind if I just kind of like hold on. Have you seen that game? I don't know if they still have it because I don't watch TV, but I used to watch that Wipeout show. Oh my God, that used to make me evil laugh so hard. And they've got that motivator, so you know, you go out to the ledge, and you're on the ledge, and they don't see it coming because it's above them. And then there's big balls, and they don't want to, they don't want to run, and they go, oh, here comes the motivator, and the whole arm just kind of like flips around, like boots them off, and they don't see it coming. They just go flying. It makes me laugh so hard. That's what I'm seeing. Like, it's gonna boot you out. So don't be led astray. Don't listen to other people's opinions. Like, if it doesn't resonate with what I'm saying, that's cool. That's cool. Still give me thumbs up and then click off. Don't listen to other people because you know what's right for you. You can go, hey, what do you think if I do about this? Hey, what do I think about do about this? Because sometimes it can help you go, okay, I've heard this and this and this. Now what do I want to do? What feels right for me? Like, don't listen to other people's opinion. Well, don't adopt them or take them home with you. Don't take them on. Don't be led astray by what anyone else is thinking. Sit with yours and go, how does that feel within me? Does that feel heavy? Does that feel light? Does that feel like a blockage here? Like, that's what you need to do. And this will call the energy of expansion, because you need to expand at this time. Just before 2020, you need to expand. Oh yeah, here we go. And the card underneath is light your own way. No, lead the way. Oh yeah, no, it says at the bottom. Light your own path. Light your own path. Listen to yourself. Like, there's just amazing, there's so much wonderful change that's here. If you're fairly new on your journey, it may not feel that way, but I'm feeling like most people that are here right now, they know, like, you just needed a little bit of a, you know, a gentle push, I guess, to help you, to shift you with like the next choice that you need to make, to learn how to accept that for yourself. You know, a bit of support. We all need a bit of support. Let's end this with some affirmations. That was a fantastic reading. Thank you so much, guys. Affirmations. No, not those ones. Please show up, body. Show me, divine, how to love and fully care for this body. Please give me radiant miracle of accepting my body as it is. Beautiful. How nice is that? Empowerment. When you ask the divine to take over, you get pulled into your own authentic power. That's that whole flow and freedom and allowing in change. It's a force of inner love that wants your wholeness and magnificence. Unfold my true and radiant self. We don't have to, we've gotten a bit lordy here, but you know. You get the gist of it. Contentment. You can learn to rest in what you already have So that's like the gratitude as well. And embrace yourself for all that you already are. Suddenly you remember, I'm right here resting in God. You know, be content in who you are right now and what you've got. Like, because that helps embrace change too. Just go, okay, you know, like some days I'm doing a job that I do not feel challenged at. It's super boring. It doesn't pay enough. But it's allowing me to go, okay, what do I do? What do I actually want? I've got the headspace at the end of the day to write posts and stuff like that. So it's like, okay, shift my focus from, have to sit there in that boring, stupid job all day. Nobody knows my talents and gifts, blah, 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 blah. Who cares? I do, you know. But it's given me the power to be grateful and to say, okay, well, at the end of the day, I'm able to afford my house, that I get to stay in myself, which I love, by the way. I love being by myself. You know, I have everything I need. I'm not starving, Marvin. You know, like you need to look at what you've got instead of what you don't have, and that helps, you know, embrace more change too. Because when you like, oh, you know, even my laptop's slow and stuff like that, I need a new one. It's working. I'm grateful for my laptop that's still working. You know, it's just instead of always kind of thinking about, oh, what do I want next? Just be like, oh, I'm so happy with what I've got. Beautiful house. It makes me feel joyous, you know, and that attracts more to you, more goodness to you. Perfect way to embrace that. So thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed this. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and check out my book Soul Shine to help you further on your empowerment journey. It's been fantastic. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm so glad I did this video today. And until next time, I'll see you then. Bye.